Welcome to the It's Your Business radio show, bringing you weekly advice from the best experts to provide you with insightful suggestions for your small business to allow it to thrive in the competitive marketplace. The It's Your Business show guides you through the uncharted waters of small business and gives you a voice on what can help you move your own business forward. Dr. Stan Fine and Melissa Coleman are here to bring you great content to help you kickstart your business and put into practice all the information that they share. Okay, audience, here's Dr. Stan and Melissa.
Hi, audience. This is Dr. Stan Fine, the business doctor.
And Melissa Coleman, Missy, as Dr. Stan refers to me.
Missy and I are your co-hosts on the It's Your Business show, and we come to you every week on Saturdays at 12 noon. Then we are on and that's on KWRH 92.9.
And it's
FM.
11.
It's
Yeah.
11?
It's 11.
I'm wrestling with that.
I know. You're 11. I'm noon on Saturdays.
Okay, good. I have a flyer that I'm going to have to correct again. All
I
right.
know.
That's all right.
I
Okay.
was like,
Okay, so we come to you at 11 on Saturdays and nationwide. Now, this part I do know.
yes.
Yes. On the National 100 City Network, we're at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Yes.
Monday to Friday. So if you want to hear us, go to usradionetwork.com and you'll see us on the phone. On the phone, you can tap it and you'll listen to it. You'll be able to go to My Genre right there on the phone. And if you want to see us on YouTube, we're coming to you live today at what time is it, Missy?
It is
11:24. Well,
Yes.
but sometime between 11 and 12ish, we're on the air. So if you go to YouTube right now, you can see us.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes. And Facebook.
And Facebook.
We're on both.
Oh, okay. And Facebook Live. So we're live. It's confusing because we're on that network now, but then we're on the radio network at Saturday at
Yes.
11.
Yes.
Okay. So I got it. You
All
got
different
it.
times.
Well, I mean, we're 18 million strong. We're in 100 cities.
Yes.
And we come to you every week. And so if you're trying to get your business, get some exposure, then you need to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get you that commercial in a little bit. So I'm going to introduce, every month we have the two leaders in the community talk about franchising, talk about business planning, talk about the St. Louis ambassadors like today. So I don't sideswipe the audience. At about 45 minutes into the show, we have a new segment, right, Rich?
Correct.
And what is it called? St.
Louis Ambassadors Monthly Highlights.
Monthly Highlights, St. Louis. And that's done by our guest today, Rich Pisani, who will also help us with the hosting of that.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you for doing that, Rich.
And by the way, before I forget to tell everybody in the studio here, it's March and happy St. Patrick's Day, me boy and me lass.
It's almost. Almost.
Is it today?
No.
March
Oh.
17th.
March 17th.
But it is March.
Okay. All right. Well,
And you're wearing green, Doc.
I am. Shouldn't be
I got
going
green nails.
Head and go on. Shouldn't be going Tis an Irishman I am. All right. Okay. So I got that out of the way. All right. So let me tell you, today we're going to talk about franchising in this show. And I want to talk to you about the experts in that who one of them is not here today, but we'll still introduce both.
Mhm.
And let me talk about who's going to be talking with us today.
Mhm.
So the two leaders of the American Marketing Group, also known as AMG, are Sicardi Bruce, Chairman and CEO, and Rich Pisani, who's our guest today, who's President and COO of AMG. AMG has been a business development firm since 1978 and specializes in business coaching, business brokerage, franchise consulting, which we're talking about today, and business training. The two principals have over 7 decades. That's a 7 and a 0. You got to figure that one out. 70
You're
years.
old.
God, 70 years of, I know, of combined.
You're fabulous.
Yeah, fabulous 70s. All right.
I'm with the 70s club today. Because
Yeah.
you're both in the
Well, I'm
70s.
Is that right?
going to be 80 in July.
Well, you're still in the
Wow.
70s.
Okay.
I'll be 76 tomorrow. So there you go.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's Rich's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, The two principals have had over 70 million decades of combined entrepreneurial success and corporate executive experience, and have spent an enormous amount of time consulting, coaching, and mentoring business owners and managers to help them reach their goals in the world of business. One of their primary goals is to help business people become better leaders, managers, and problem solvers so they can improve the financial stability and overall health of their company. They are the opinion that John Quincy Adams said, the sixth president of the United States. He was right when he stated the following about the true quality of a leader. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you're a leader.
I like that.
I like that. I like
Good.
that.
We follow him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Rich, let's start with the questions. Missy and I, in this segment of the show, will alternate. We'll be pointing them at you.
Okay.
All right. And I'll start. We'll just rotate.
You
Okay.
got it.
So, what is your very first step to becoming a franchise owner?
Well, you've got to have the mindset of leaving your safety net, which is probably your job at Xerox or IBM or ABC company or XYZ firm. And that mindset must be of the journey to say, I'm going to leave the safety net and go out on my own and either start an independent business or buy an existing independent business. Or if you want to be safer and have a safety net, you could start a new franchise, which is a startup venture, but you've got a franchisor to guide and direct you with a complete business plan. Or you could buy an existing franchise that's been around for, let's say, 5 or 10 years and doing well, and the guy or gal's retiring.
Mhm.
And that one is really safe to buy. So first thing is mindset. The second thing is money. Money's always the driver of every car in the United States, right? Average car now is almost 50 grand. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
What about Kias? Aren't they cheaper?
Well, they're around 35 grand, but that's still a lot of money.
No, but they have other issues. They're on the high theft list.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
So you've got to have money to do something. And normally the banks are going to require you to have around 20% down of the total
Mhm.
investment. So if you're looking at
We're
investing
talking about businesses now.
businesses, right?
Okay, businesses.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're looking at investing $500,000 into a independent business or a franchise, the banks are going to say we want at least 15 to 20% of your money into the deal, so you've got skin in the game.
Mhm.
So mindset, money, and then next thing is management. You've got to have the leadership ability yourself to hire good managers and good staff. And everywhere, Missy, Doc, I think you and even Jimmy will agree to this one. Everywhere you drive in St. Louis today, you see a help wanted sign.
Everywhere.
So when I say you need mindset, money, and management, it's in order to hire manpower and woman power to drive the business.
Mhm.
So the bottom line is that the first step is mindset, money, management, and manpower.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Should I start my own independent business or buy a new franchise?
That's always a question when people come to talk. I've been doing this for almost 50 years now.
Really?
Myself, yeah, I started in 1978, so it's coming up on the 50-year. Wow, I know. And when I turn 76 tomorrow, I'm going to sit down and have a drink and think, wow, I did it. I made it to 76 and 50 years in business almost. But the bottom line is, if you want to start your own business, you're taking a big chance. Most businesses that start on their own don't make it to the 5-year mark.
Mhm.
Now, if you start a franchise, normally what happens, if it's a good franchise system with training and support, which is what a franchisor should give you, you're going to be around in 10 years. 90% of them are still around in 10 years. So if you want to start an independent business, sure, go ahead and do it if you're an entrepreneur. If you're an intrapreneur and you need a boss, if you will, then buy a franchise and start it that way.
Mhm. And let me ask you with a franchise,
Sure.
with determining a location, if you're opening a brand new business or a franchise business, is it the franchise owners that determine where that business can go, or do you as the person buying into the franchise determine the location of that space?
That's
Well,
a good question.
Very good question. I mean, excellent question, especially when it comes to the restaurant industry.
Mhm.
Location is what that's all about. A lot of retail stores feel the same way. But the franchisor will give you what they call the demographics,
Mhm.
traffic counts, demographics in terms of income, how many young people live in the area versus
Okay.
senior citizens live in the area. So the franchisor will give you a complete business plan, including location, and then you'll take that location information to your local realtor, your commercial real estate broker,
Mhm.
and give it to him or her
Mhm.
and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what the franchisor will approve. Find maybe 4 or 5 spots. Then the franchisor will send in a person like me. I did everything for the Pasta House Company in St. Louis. So
I want to go to that for
Yeah,
a minute.
go ahead.
Okay. What I was going to say, what is the biggest? So the audience knows because we're nationwide. Okay.
Right.
In addition to this local station and our help with Jimmy over there. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
He says you're welcome. He really does keep the ship afloat. But with that thought, what's the biggest franchise? I think you gave the name that you've ever dealt with.
Well, the 2 of them nationwide. One was VR Business Brokers. VR stands for Venture Resource Business Brokers.
Right.
They had, this is in the mid 80s, they had 75 business brokerage offices in the New England area.
Mm.
They wanted to expand to North America. And by the time we were done with them, in about 4 years, we had 650 franchise units sold, and they had about 150 of them open by the time we left the
Oh,
contract.
wow.
But what happened was you, Missy, and Tony would walk in and say, I want to buy a VR franchise, but I want the right to 2 more offices in St. Louis. I want 3. So you'd open the first one the first year, the second one the second year, the
Right.
third one the third year. So we took them across the country and in Canada. And the other one we took out of Chicago was called IPSA, Information Protection Solutions of America. They were in the data destruction industry where they would destroy paperwork, the privacy laws.
Mhm.
And we took them from one shredding plant in Chicago to 142 shredding plants across the country.
Wow.
And we're talking major investment, multi-million-dollar investments in these plants. And they had to be AAA rated to become what they call a conversion franchise.
Mm.
So you might have a plant already in business, want to join the IPSA team so that you can bid on national contracts and regional contracts. But
Mm.
we took them across the country also.
Oh,
So
wow.
one across North America, one across the country. And then, of course, the Pasta House Company locally
Well,
here.
and locally in St. Louis, you
Right.
brought what, a dozen sites,
25,
25
Pasta House,
sites
yeah.
to
Mhm.
here.
correct.
And they were competing with what's the other Italian restaurant?
Gosh, I hate to say this, but the Olive Garden.
That's it.
Once they found out, Missy, when they found out, they mean the Pasta House Company owners, John Ferrara, Kim Tucci, and Joe
Mhm.
Fresta, when they found out in 82 that the Olive Garden was coming to town, they said, you know what? We've only got 6 restaurants right now. We need to go to 25 in the metropolitan area,
Right.
the TV market, if you will.
Right.
And they hired us as a firm to do all their franchising startups. So we ended up with 25 locations for them, which is what they wanted. And they were able to compete. And they still have 21 of the 25 locations left.
Mhm.
So
So
Yeah.
no, thank you. That I just wanted the audience to know how believable this is when Rich is here and he's sitting across from us with 7 decades of experience. And so, Rich, next question: should I buy an existing business or buy an existing franchise for sale?
well, I will tell you that if you look at the statistics from the Small Business Administration, which they refer to as the SBA says if you can buy an existing, Missy wants to buy an existing franchise from, say, Dr. Stan Fine, who's retiring.
Mhm.
He's got a good business with a lot of positive cash flow. You're better off buying, number one, an existing franchise that's been around for at least 10 years or more. Second safest bet is to buy an existing independent business that's been around for 10 years or more, where the guy or gal is retiring. If they're in a possible partnership dispute, it might be for sale at the right price. If they're going through a divorce, the court might mandate that it be sold and split in
Mhm.
half. So you're better off buying something that's been around for a while, whether it be an independent business or a franchise.
Very good.
Yeah.
And should I hire a consultant or join a peer advisory board to help me? Which is why you're here.
Aha, me, myself, and I, 3 people you hire for $150 an hour. That's right. But the bottom line is, the answer is, in my estimation, after 50 years of doing this, if you don't hire somebody to help you, you're going to be in trouble.
Mhm.
That's the value of a franchisor. The franchisor actually becomes your mentor, if you will, and gives you a complete business plan with an operations manual. As an example, I'll use the Pasta House Company as an example.
Sure.
In the operations manual, if a customer at the table accidentally knocks over a glass of wine, there are 11 things that you must do. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 11. Now, that's just for a glass of wine or a glass of water or a cup of coffee spill.
Mhm.
And they cover in this operations manual, which is over 300 pages thick, everything.
Yeah.
So when you walk into a bank and you're looking for financing and say, look, I got 15 to 20% down. It's a Pasta House franchise that I'm going to buy in St. Louis, where everybody loves the Pasta House Company. You're likely to get a loan guaranteed by the SBA.
Mhm.
So the answer to that is joining a team, a peer group advisory board, having a good consultant on your side is invaluable, as you'll hear at the end of the show, because Dick Bueller is coming on the show here at the end of the show.
He's going to come in
Yeah.
the last segment of the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
He's a
talk about-
franchise expert.
Yeah.
Dr. Stan, can I
Yeah.
say one more thing just to what Rich was
Mhm.
saying about
Sure.
having a mentor or a peer advisory group, that it doesn't matter what aspect of business you are in, it is important as a business owner to have a mentor, a peer group, just even those connections, because you need that
They-
support.
They connect the dots for you.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Doc.
You know, when she bought Sage Sage Skincare, you bought it from an existing business owner.
Correct.
So you had that mentoring going on,
Yes.
and you worked for her a while too.
Mhm.
which is-
Joining a peer group advisory board in St. Louis, you can join anywhere from $100 a month to $1,200 a month. It just depends on the group that you get with. Some of them will counsel you in a group of 12 people that are not competitors. That's the key here. Not
Right.
competitors. So you can go into a private confidential meeting and share your problems and issues and concerns about your business with 11 other people. And they'll say, well, here's what I tried that worked.
Mhm.
And Doc says, well, here's what I tried and it didn't work. So
Kinda like-
sometimes it's important to know what didn't work.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you reminded me. It's kind of like a mastermind group, but I knew a group called TAB, the advisory board, which set up similar to what you do at AMG, American Marketing Group, where these are these mastermind groups where they don't duplicate each other, and you come together collectively and think tank, don't you?
Yes. Well, to be quite frank, you're looking at the first TAB member. Rob Harris, who was the president of Missouri State Bank and Trust, I was on the board down there,
Mhm.
decided to launch the TAB franchise. It was called the Alternative Board back then.
That's it.
Now, yeah, the Alternative Board.
That's what it is.
And the bottom line is he asked me if I would consider becoming the first member of the team and pay $350 a month to join. And I said, of course, because he was one of my very best friends in life, president of our bank. And I trusted him that he was doing the right thing. He said, plus you can help me franchise this thing and put more franchises in the St. Louis area. So that's how we started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was the first member.
Wow.
So you're talking to numero uno. And that's good and bad because I made a lot of mistakes, I'll tell you.
Yes, but now you can help everybody else along their path.
Right.
Yeah. So the question is, Rich, should you hire a consultant to join a peer advisory board to help you?
Yes, I would say.
No, or join a peer advisory board. I'm sorry, hire a consultant or join a peer advisory group. Which one of those should they do? Or should they do both?
I was just going to say, I would recommend that you consider, if you've got the money, to do both.
Okay.
Join a peer group advisory board, which we just talked about.
Mhm.
One's called the Alternative Board, TAB, they call it now. Just like our company, American Marketing Group, that's a
Right.
lot to say, so we call it AMG.
Mhm.
And the other one is Vistage, which is out of California. They cost about $1,300 a month to join, but they've got full day seminar once a month, and they bring in authors of books that are
Yeah.
well schooled and experts in their own field.
They,
So
they asked me one time, did I want to be a Vistage presenter? But we didn't get into it, but probably could have gone that route. But the question I have is, does AMG is it still functioning as a business? Is American Marketing Group alive and well?
yes,
So if somebody wants to come to your group, how do they get a hold of you?
okay,
how do
they can
yeah.
call me directly if they want, or go to our website. I'll give you the website first, if that's okay. It's
Okay.
AmericanMarketingGroupInc.com. That's AmericanMarketingGroupInc.com, or
Okay.
call me Rich Pisani. That's Pisani at 314-952-10 2640. Again, that's 314-952-2640. And I'll help them at no charge if they say they're from the radio.
Ooh, there you go.
No
You
charge
got-
for the first 2
you
hours.
got it in,
First 2 hours on me.
everyone.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
do you recommend starting a new business part-time while still keeping your full-time job?
I will tell you that a lot of people do that, and then they get stuck with the decision down the road. If the business is going downward, then what do? They
Mhm,
have to jump ship from a safety net and jump to a ship that's sinking,
mhm.
versus maybe something where if you went there full time on your own and put in your 60, 70 hours a week, which most new owners do, as you know,
Mhm.
you own a business, and you know what I'm saying is you do everything.
Yes.
You do whatever it takes 7 days a week. But the bottom line is it's better, I think, to cut the cord. And if you're going to start a business, make it a franchise. It's safer. If you're going to do it on your own, make sure that you have the money and the management and the manpower to do it, and the mindset with it.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Dr.
Yeah.
Sam? I love
I
this
saw that
topic
smile. Yeah.
when Rich and Sicardi are here
No,
with
go
us.
for it. Go for it. It's okay.
So buying into a franchise, could somebody potentially have a team in place, not have to leave their full-time job, and then just stick that team in the franchise?
Well, a lot of franchisors in today's economy won't allow you to buy a franchise unless you're one of the group's investors is going to be an active owner operator. So let's say
Okay.
you and I and Jimmy and Doc got together and said, well, let's buy a Pasta House franchise. The Pasta House company says, look, one of you has to be there full time,
Okay.
Yeah,
period.
yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Because that makes sense to have an owner operator in place, and you three investors backing me as the designated manager, franchise owner, operator will feel better because your money's going to be safer if I'm there full time.
Right. Right.
So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I thought it was worth a
good
question
question.
because
Very, very good question.
you know,
very
somebody
good.
could be thinking about that.
Yeah.
You're on.
Okay. All right. You ready? We
Yeah.
were deciding what to expect.
Who's going to go
Yeah.
first?
Well,
Who's
she's
on second?
She's very kind. Should I leave? Rich, okay, ready?
Yeah.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Okay. Should I leave my job and start full time launching my new business? That's kind of what we're talking about,
Kind of.
aren't we?
Yeah, we just talked about that
Yeah.
a little
I
bit.
don't want you to
and-
have to repeat
Oh
it.
no, it's okay. But like I said, I think you're better off leaving your current position at whatever company safety net you're at and actually doing it full time to make sure that if anybody gets the credit or the debit for making it work or not work, it's you, yourself, and you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Amen.
Right, right. And do I need a business plan with financial projection to raise capital?
Yeah, if you don't have a plan, you're just planning to fail, basically, in a nutshell. If you buy a franchise, they've got the whole plan ready to go. You might say, well, gosh, $50,000 franchise fee for the Pasta House company, that's a lot of money. Well, I tell you what, you're going to spend $1 million to open a restaurant called the Pasta House company without building and property. 50 grand is nothing because they give you a complete plan, as we've talked about before. They give you financial statements on their company, audited financial statements, and then they will give you an operating manual, which is over 300 pages long. So the $50,000 buys you the right to success,
Mhm.
the right to success. So there.
Yes, that makes sense.
Well, before I ask the next question, let's stay with this just for a minute.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, let's say there's 25,000 businesses, and let's say a percentage of those are franchise. So where do you go to get a franchise business? Because we haven't even touched that.
No.
Where do you go to say, hey, I want to buy a franchise? Who's out there? What kind of services are available to you
Yeah.
to help you explore that?
Well, to be more accurate, there's 193,000 businesses in the St. Louis metropolitan area.
Is there?
Yeah. Well, if you include the Illinois side. Doc, you're right about St. Louis City. But the bottom line is if you take the whole metro area, there's 193,000 businesses, and there's
That's
several.
incredible.
Oh, I know.
I mean, when you think
So
about
small, medium, and large.
yeah,
I'd say I
193,000
did. I
corporations.
saw the
LLCs.
St. Louis Chamber of Commerce, then when it was called that, and it was like 80% of those businesses were 0 to 9 employees, and as you went up
Correct.
bigger and bigger, it became less and less.
Pyramid.
Yeah.
Right.
So the higher you went, the smaller the business count. But there's more small businesses than there are big businesses out there.
Well, small businesses account for 55% of the 146 million employees in the United States. So they are the breadwinner, if you will, for the spouse that stays at home and takes care of the kids, mom or
Okay.
dad.
Mm-hmm.
I want to remind the audience that you're listening to the It's Your Business show, and we're here every week on Saturdays at 11.
At 11.
At 11. And we're on
11.
YouTube on this right now, on YouTube on US Radio Network, and on the national, well, locally, we're on KWRH 92.9 and simulcast on KXOK 102.9 FM. So we're on both those stations, have our great engineering team taking care of us, and that's how you get to reach us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as we, Rich, as we get to the 3-minute mark here, let me go back a moment. So when we started, we said, this is about franchising.
Right.
Okay. So that is part of AMG, American Marketing Group's corporate infrastructure, a segment that you offer as, I didn't think it was clear in my head, as you offer as a service?
Well, we offer business brokerage and franchise brokerage services. So to buy or sell a business or a franchise, or if you want to start your own franchise corporation
Right.
and franchise the pasta house company like we did, we can do that also. So we do all aspects of business and franchise brokerage.
Mhm.
And the earlier question, which I really didn't answer, when you said if you wanted to buy a franchise, there's 193,000 businesses, as I mentioned, in the metro area here.
Right.
If you wanted to buy a franchise, the guy that's coming on the end of the show is a franchise expert. He took sports clips from 43 locations. Now they have over 3,000 locations in
Really?
America. He took Money Mailer. You remember they used to compete with Valpak from
Mhm.
like 25 locations to over 700 locations
Wow.
nationwide. So he's the guy that I would recommend you go to. So if they call me at the phone number I gave earlier, I can direct you to Dick Mueller and you can deal with his firm, which is Fran Select. It's franselect.com.
Okay. Well, we got about a minute to go before we wrap it up. So I recommend that if you want to think about a franchise, the intent of the show today, if you're in LA or New York or New Orleans or just clipping the Canadian provinces up in Buffalo, because we are in Canada now.
Yep.
We are in Canada.
Oh, we are.
Mhm.
And we're in the U.S. military. So anyway, listen to us and listen to this wisdom, because millions of people are saying they're getting that from our show.
Incredible.
All right, audience, I think, Jimmy, it's time to take a break. And
Yep,
after these announcements, we'll be back with more great show.
we will.
Many small businesses do not have a marketing manager. In many cases, it is the company owner that drives marketing and sales efforts with the gut instinct to survive. Even when small businesses do have a marketing manager, though, many of them are trying to navigate through the complex sales and marketing landscape with little to no success or budget.
How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money is a general purpose, how-to-business book written for business owners and marketing professionals by business owners Dr. Stan Fine and Joseph W. Clote. This guide is not intended to be read as a front-to-back chapter book and rather serves as a quick reference guide. Refer to this book as you need specific information and skip around as needed.
Promoting your business with limited money is one challenging feat, but there are unlimited ideas you can apply to achieve objectives you pre-establish. So, put on your marketing hat and let's take action to start showing your prospects the value your business delivers.
A little you need to know about Dr. Stan Fine during his 60-year career. Dr. Fine has become an authority on sales and marketing business development issues. His presentations have made him much in demand as a speaker and seminar leader. He has taught business development topics at numerous universities across the United States and has conducted over 500 sales and management seminars. Some of Dr. Fine's credentials in corporate America are currently Dr. Fine serves as a co-host of the It's Your Business radio show on KRH 92.9 FM in St. Louis and a co-host of Nationwide Daily Radio Show on my genre radio network on the Zeno Media platform. In 100 cities, he is also on a daily TV show on the Valuable TV and the Real TV networks. Go and get a copy of How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money today.
To purchase your copy of How to Promote Your Business with Limited Money, go to It's Your Business website at www.itsyourbusinessradio.com.
If you're looking for a new, informative health and lifestyle show to gain knowledge and inspiration to help guide your journey to think, work, and live more powerfully, then you need to listen to Sage Advice with Melissa. Now, whether you're trying to improve your life from a mental, physical, or spiritual journey, Sage Advice with Melissa Coleman, CEO of Sage Skincare, delivers weekly advice from industry experts to provide you with insightful suggestions to allow you to thrive with a better quality of life. Melissa's mission? To guide you through the uncharted waters of health and wellness and to give you a voice to help improve your life. So be sure to tune in to Melissa on KWRH 92.9 FM every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, listeners, saying thanks to your customers is nice and polite, but expressing your gratitude in memorable and ongoing ways can boost your business. At Promo Experts LLC, we exceed our customers' expectations. For over 20 years, our product knowledge and experience has helped them with their marketing initiatives and trade show graphics. We are happy to put that experience to work for you. Quality products, great customer service, and prices are our number one priority. We work with you to find unique, creative, and new ideas that fit your image and expectations, helping you build strong relationships with your customers. When you select Promo Experts as your marketing partner, we help you to see more than the big picture. For more information about this exciting opportunity, contact Diane Carson, President, at 636-458-5241. That's 636-458-5241. Let Promo Experts help you to move your business brand beyond the bland. Have you always wanted to write your own book but don't know where to start? Publishing Concepts, a publishing company located right here in St. Louis, offers everything from consulting, book printing, copyrights, ISBNs and barcodes, print book layout, ebook and iBook layout, graphic design, cover design, ghostwriting, typing and editing, distribution, marketing, and more for an affordable price. Visit publishingconceptsllc.com or just Google Publishing Concepts to get started today, or call 314-781-8880. That's 314-781-8880. Publishing Concepts. We help you sell more books.
In today's economy, there are more people looking to buy and sell businesses than ever before. When a company owner needs to sell their business, they can't just stick a for sale sign in the window. They need the assistance of a business broker to locate and vet potential buyers. On the other side, buyers rely on the broker to help facilitate the process of evaluating potential businesses and franchises for sale. A Transworld Business Advisor is the solution for both scenarios. Transworld Business Advisors focus on three core concepts: business brokerage, franchise consulting, and franchise development. Transworld has specialized in the sale of business and commercial real estate. Today, Transworld Business Advisors is a global network of brokers offering a turnkey solution for those that want to build a solid business and future for themselves while maintaining a balanced quality of life. With our comprehensive training program, full marketing support, and local field support, you won't have to start from scratch. Our trained experts and members will help you every step of the way. Transworld Business Advisors has 40 plus years of experience, 10,000 plus businesses sold, and 600 plus brokers, 250 offices worldwide. For a free initial consultation, call Charlie Scarlett, business broker, or Billy Rowland, business broker, at 636-400-6100. Again, that's Charlie Scarlett, business broker, or Billy Rowland, business broker, at 636-400-6100.
Do you want to become a radio show host, or do you want to create a radio show? Well, Dr. Stan Fine can help you to have your own radio show and put you on 100 cities daily across the U.S. And you can immediately start recording from a live radio studio. As a radio industry veteran, Dr. Stan Fine has 12 years of experience and has produced and hosted over 1,000 radio shows with over 10 million listeners. Dr. Stan Fine knows how to make this happen for you. He's a pro, and he can turn your dreams into a reality. Dr. Stan Fine will help you with everything from learning how to promote your show, develop a host persona, interview techniques, market your show on social media, teach you how to get guests and sponsors, and more. Dr. Stan Fine can put you on the air nationwide daily to 100 cities. If you're interested in making your dream come true, if you want to see how it all works, then give Dr. Stan Fine a call at 314-710-8413. That's 314-710-8413. You've got nothing to lose, and Dr. Stan Fine can help make your nationwide radio dreams come true.
Can I get my name and address?
Oh, yeah, we forgot to do that. So, yeah. So, go ahead.
To reach me, I'm at 314-497-8995. That's my cell phone number. And that's the best way to reach me is with the cell phone number. And all hours of the night, like I have open hours. My address, I'm on 14220 Old Hall Ferry. It's down the street from the Walmart on Lindbergh. So I'm in North County.
All right. That's awesome, Roxanne. Thanks again for joining us today. And that's all we got, folks. We'll see you next Wednesday. Same time, same channel.
Yay.
Take KXOK with you wherever you go and listen on the free TuneIn app.
1, 2, 3.
Broadcasting from the International Institute of St. Louis. KXOK LP St. Louis. Listen to us live on the air at 102.9 FM.
There you go. Hey, Dick, you there?
I'm here.
All right, Dr. Stan, Melissa, and
Hello.
Rich.
Hello, Dick Mueller.
All right, hang in there. We're going to take good care of you. We'll have you eat your soup, and we'll take care of you. So,
Okay, I have a headset on,
Okay.
and I can barely hear you guys.
Oh,
Can you hear us now?
No, I wonder if I got off my headset and went on speakerphone, would that be better?
Jimmy says no.
Feedback. You just have to put up with the
Okay, I've got mine up to volume 8. I got my little knob here all the way up. Let's try it again.
Yep, try it again.
That's better.
okay.
Yeah,
That's better.
testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I have to turn off my stereo system in the background. I was listening
Oh
to
my
music.
God, yes, please. Okay. All right, come on, we're gonna make you
got
famous. When Jimmy says go, get on the horse. We'll take care of you.
All right.
All right, just hang tight.
Okay, I'm going to play your theme.
I'll welcome back,
Yeah. It's as if you're coming out of the boat.
and then I'll hand you the headphones as soon as I get the thing back. Okay, say when, Jim.
Okay, here we go with the theme.
It's playing the thing.
Let's do that again. When I say I'm playing the theme, you don't talk.
Okay,
Until I point to you.
go for it. We're having fun. All right, audience, welcome back. You're listening to the It's Your Business Show, coming to you nationwide, 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on My Genre Radio, and live on KWRH and KXOK here in St. Louis. And we have a new segment called the St. Louis Ambassadors Monthly Highlights, where we pick, Rich helps us interview Rich Pisani. He's here on the show, and he's going to help us interview our new guest, Dick Mueller. So he's going to get it started. Dick, are you there, Dick?
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
All right,
For the invite for the show.
we're going to take good care of you, buddy.
Oh my gosh. I just got back from 10 days in Mexico. A lot of movement. There was so much movement going.
Are you there?
I'm here, sir.
All right, hold on. We're going to, every month let me just say this segment, then Rich is going to ask questions and Missy. But every month we have the, It's Your Business Show with a highlight from the St. Louis Ambassadors. And at this segment, we're going to talk with Dick Mueller, and I'm going to turn the headphones and mic over to Rich Pisani, who's going to start the intros.
Dick, how are you, sir? What's going on?
Well, I'm always good, and thank you for the invite to be on your program.
You're very welcome. And before we start talking about franchising with you, and you've been doing it for so long, why don't you tell the 18.7 million listeners in the United States
Are growing.
Yeah, and growing, actually.
Oh my God, maybe 20 million now. We don't know.
We don't know over that. But tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself, your background, where you're born, raised, educated, and work experience.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was raised in South St. Louis. Attended for grade school down there and high school, and then I went to night college at Washington University. I got married, 2 grown kids, 5 grandkids, and I guess a big part of my life where things started taking a different direction is when I came off of active duty, and I got what I call my first real job. I had a lot of jobs before that, but my first real job, that to me was a paycheck and benefits, et cetera, et cetera. So, so that took place by, I was hired by, as a salesperson, a national computer business manufacturer. And this goes back to a time when more and more computerization was taking place out there. More and more companies are having computers,
right.
And they were converting the documents that they need to run their business. They were converting that over to the computers to do. So started with them. Territory was St. Louis, Southern Illinois, and about 4 years later, I got recruited by an international manufacturer of computer magnetics, and accepted a position as a 4-state territorial sales rep, selling magnetics direct to the end user, and also setting up computer supply distributors. So, and after about 4 years of that, I decided to start my own business, which was a computer supply and service business, and had that going for a little over 12 years when I decided to sell that business.
Interesting background you have. And Dick Mueller, by the way, Melissa, Doc, Jimmy, and I met in 1981 at the St. Louis Ambassadors Business After Hours gathering. And we've been St. Louis Ambassadors ever since, and best of friends ever since then, too. So
that's awesome.
Dick, you said a lot.
I was 16 years old at that time, right?
Yeah. And I was only 14, right? But Dick, you said you went to Washington University, and as you know, in St. Louis, that doesn't mean anything because they always want to know, where did you go to high school? Yeah, so seriously, I know you went to WashU, which is a pat on your back, but where did you go to high school?
I went to, I think you might be familiar with this place, Rich. I went to Bishop DeBerg High School.
My old alma mater. Yes, we went to Bishop DeBerg. So we're guilt-driven Catholics, Melissa.
Yeah, gotcha.
Guilt-driven. So, well, listen, I'll tell you what, before we go any further, how did you personally get into franchising?
Well, after I sold my business, I was kind of looking for my next little stop along the way, and a friend of mine up in Cleveland who belonged to who owned a personnel franchise up there made the suggestion that I would contact the local office of this franchise and it was one of the struggling franchise locations in their system. So connected with them and was, of course I picked up a partner, and that has something to do how long I stayed there. But basically the idea was to build a business in St. Louis and expand the business into like Kansas City. So I went off just like any other new franchisee. I went off to training for a week, and then came back in office training for another week, and then kind of jumped into it all. So we had success here in St. Louis in growing the business. And then I went out to Kansas City and opened up an office out there, and then eventually down in Wichita. So the nature of the business was transition. Okay, this goes back in a period of time where a lot of large corporations were downsizing, if you will.
Right.
And so our services were hired by the company to take and place you someplace else in a reasonable period of time. So the business is a good business. It's not necessarily my personality, if you will. I mean, I'm just basically sales and marketing. And
right.
So I sold my interest, and I started looking around for my next spot again. And I wanted to be in franchising. I had started the business some years ago, and it was a struggle. Okay, 2 or 3 years, it was a struggle. I got involved in this franchise, and you got a business model and the training, and you follow the business model and do as you've been trained to do with the business plan, you'll do well at that. So I started looking at franchises, and one of the franchises I looked into really had more sales and marketing type of backgrounds of the people that own the franchises. And in the course of, and St. Louis was open at the time, and in the course of going through the process with them, about halfway through, St. Louis got sold to somebody else that had been looking at it for some time. So we kind of backed off of that. But then, probably about a month later, I got a call from the founder and CEO of that company. And he actually told me that he took a look at my profile, and he told me, all things considered, I think he'd be a lousy franchisee. So I was pretty happy with that, and I appreciate the fact that he would take time out of his busy day to call and tell me that. But, he said, I think you'd do better if you were working for our franchise and help us to expand our system. So we talked about that. I went on board and got into their franchise development, and that really kind of started a career of about 25 years of working for 3 different major brands, helping them, develop their business, bring more franchise in the system. So that's how I got into it, and it was a good time for me as well. A whole new light to take a look at business. So I'm fine with that. And then when I decided to retire from the last company, one of the things that I experienced through those years, I interviewed hundreds of people around the United States and Canada, and did hundreds of transactions. And the one commonality that I kind of found when I look back on it is that most people do not make an informed decision as it relates to investing in a franchise.
Right.
They kind of get caught up in the glitz of it all. They see their place, it's going to be, and what about the financing? What about the transferable skills? Some of that kind of stuff has fallen by the wayside.
Right.
So I know what takes place on the franchisor side of the table. I thought I'd come around and represent the franchisee, the new buyer. So I've been doing that for the last 10 years, and it's a good business for me.
Good. Well, let me ask you this question before I turn it over to Melissa. What are the top categories in franchising today in America?
So, a couple of them have been around. They'll still be one of the top areas. Food is obviously one of them, okay? And on that category of food, it covers everything from a hamburger, to juice, to ice cream, a donut, or whatever the case may be. So that continues to grow. Automotive is also a top category right now. Cars on the road. The average car on the road is 11 years or more, so the car needs servicing through that period of time. So that's a top category. And then senior care, for obvious reason, as the population grows older, that has gotten to be huge.
Healthcare,
take all kind of services as it relates to taking care of seniors. And then another one that's really grown in the last few years is pet franchises. Okay, and people, some of the younger people are holding off and not having children, whatever, and they get a pet to kind of fill that part of their life. But the pet business right now, it shows on a franchise journal I have here that people together, the population together, spends about $123 billion on their pets, on their dogs.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
That goes from 2021, and they anticipate that that number will grow to be $275 billion in the next decade. So it's a
Big
growing area.
industry.
It's everything from pet source supplies to grooming, whatever. It's bringing up. Coming up to your door with a truck and grooming your dog while he sits out in front of it. So it's just a huge category, and that's been growing quite a bit.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, Dick. This is Melissa.
Hi. Well, how are you?
I am fabulous today. So, what are some of the new franchise trends today?
Well, I mean, they're kind of like all over the place. One of the other categories that are growing rapidly is in the home services business. I mean, right now, you can get everything from somebody coming in and cleaning your windows, cutting your grass, or changing the locks on your door. So that's a huge category given our lifestyles today. Some of the stuff that we used to do on our own needs to be done, and they go to the outside. But I guess probably the most notable out there that's just kind of comes out like almost out of nowhere is what I call the fountain of youth franchises. Okay, it's the anti-aging business, and that's really kind of come into the forefront here in recent times. Typically speaking, a lot of stuff that they do for anti-aging kind of cater to the wealthy people or celebrities, but more and more. Well, first, a lot of technology is taking place there, and in terms of hormonal therapy and what have you. So, excuse me. So anyway, the anti-aging business, and there's just all kind of cool stuff out there. I just mentioned one: hormone therapy clinics, infrared red light therapy, skin rejuvenation.
I've seen that. What's that gal, that actress that's a Dr. Lavage or something? It's Melon Anti-Aging. She's on, oh my God, every hour on the hour. and I can't think of her name. She's a famous model.
Yeah.
With the little mole mark on her cheek. I can't think of her name. I know the mole mark, but I don't. That's terrible. Hey, I know a beautiful gal, and all I know is her mole mark. What's going on here? But you know what I mean?
I mean, they get into vitamin infusion therapies and cyber therapy clinics and whatever. So, I mean, it's just growing in leaps and bounds. And in terms of when you look at franchising and what's been out there for a lot of years in the category, this is new. I mean, fitness has grown over the years and whatnot, but I mean, this is just flat out new. And like I mentioned a few of them, I could rattle that off further and further. But if you're looking for something that's brand new out there, it's been growing in the last 3 years or more, that's a hot category.
Yes, that's the category I'm in. That's what I do outside of the radio.
By the way, that was Cindy Crawford.
Yes.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy.
The Meaningful Beauty official Cindy Crawford skincare site. She's beating the hell out of melons that don't shrivel on you. So you got to put the melon on your face to keep you young.
Is that right? Yeah, that's some weird stuff. Stan, you had a problem. You had a problem recalling that. I'm just going to tell you that I've learned through the aging process that recalling things is a hard thing to do.
Really? I can't remember. You said recalling is a hard thing to do, and I'm going, yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I just forgot all the anti-aging. I need that. I need some anti-aging stuff.
Oh, we're not.
Give me a gallon.
You can only do so much. We're all
Sinking.
Gravity is going to take over.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yes.
Time and gravity, right, Melissa?
Oh my
Exactly. So Dick, what are some of the reasons people tell you why they want to own their own franchise business?
Yeah, well, it has been for some time now that, there's a large population, a large percentage of the population, they're just ready to own their own business. All right? And if you do your homework in terms of having a startup as a business or having a franchise out of the business, the longevity of ownership and keeping a business going is much higher for franchise business.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is dissatisfaction with the corporate world. Why are they doing?
Since COVID, Dick, is it more now since the COVID thing?
Well, yeah, the thing that has happened since COVID, okay, a lot of people wound up working from home, okay, and they kind of got into that routine. So, as that started to turn around there last year, I was getting 2 to 4 calls almost every week. First off, they tell me who they are and what they do, and are there businesses that you can start out of your home? Yes. Okay. Are there businesses that can be semi-absentee? Yes. Okay. So that's where they are. The problem with working with some of these people, they still fall back on what their compensation is, and their present. I had a guy not too long ago tell me that his base salary was $85,000 a year. He was on a bonus plan for up to 8%. Full medical for his family and everything else, and then he had 3 weeks of vacation. And he says, "What do you think of that?" I said, "Well, I think I ought to find you a franchise and then apply for your job." I mean, you just can't be looking at this stuff. I don't care what it is. You can't be looking to step out of something like that and step into your own business looking for that type of package that will come in time and it'll be greater in time, but it's not going to take place tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Well,
the other area that's getting a lot of interest in terms of people are the ones that are saying, "I'm just not ready to retire." Okay,
right, that's the truth.
And there's a lot of stuff there as well. So I just these things really haven't changed much over the years. Then you're also got the guys who. I talked to a guy up in Maryland the other day, and he said he's looking for a franchise for him and his son to get into. And I said, "Well, how long have you been doing this?" And he goes, "Oh, about 6 years." I thought, "Really, 6 years?" And he was a retired aeronautical engineer. And he said, "Yeah, I looked at over 22 franchises during that period of time. And, I can tell you what's wrong with the ones I looked at." And I was no longer, in my mind, talking to a prospect. I was talking to a student of franchising.
Wow.
That's where he is.
Well, the question for the audience is, if somebody wants to take advantage of you as a franchise advisor, how do they get a hold of you? So that today on the air.
Yeah. So, one of the things I would invite is to have people go out to the website, which is franselect.com, Fran, FRANSELECT.com. There's a lot of information about the categories of franchise and things that you need to get prepared for. We also have a trivia section out there, so I would welcome everybody to go out there and look this one up. The Amazon founder, the billionaire, Jeff Bezos, what franchise did he work for as a kid?
Yeah, no kidding.
On trivia, and
we're
another one out there.
We're gonna try to squeeze this in. We're down to the last 3 minutes, if you can believe how wonderful this is. And let me just see if we can squeeze one more question. Let's use the last question. What advice would you give to someone wanting to invest in a franchise?
Well, you're starting off right there with education. Educate yourself on the type of franchises that are out there. You need to start taking inventories of your transferable skills, your investment level. Are we talking about a retail type of business? Are we talking about an in-home service business type of thing? So those are the things you got to learn, all right, as to what area you may get into. And the big thing about it is start to understand what your transferable skills are. You don't want to get into a franchise that requires sales and marketing type of experience when you have that. So, and then to the point a little while ago, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to get involved with a franchise consultant, the franchise advisors. Our fees to our clients are free. If we are successful in setting you up with a new franchise business, the franchisor pays our fees.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're down to the last minute. If you can believe how wonderful your time is on the segment today. You're the very first of St. Louis Ambassador monthly highlights. So we want to thank you for being on this show, on the It's Your Business show. We'll make sure you get a copy of this. And I want to thank Rich for bringing you forward. And
Doc, you're very welcome, Dick. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dick.
Yeah.
And
so do I get a plaque or something for being the very first?
I'll do one better. I'll put you in front of 18 million people by next Monday. And if you think I'm joking, wait till you see the numbers. Thank you, audience. Thank you for coming on the show. We're going to turn it back over to our chief engineer. And we'll see you next week on the It's Your Business Show.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
So this is like a 10-minute routine that I thought you have to do. But the bare minimum, kind of like with Anthony with the big stretch in the morning, is like opening up the joint and the that synovial fluid that is going to start to produce is what protects your joints. Like what does that mean for the body and the body? It lubricates the joints. That's its job. And by starting to move that body part around, it brings in the synovial fluid and starts spreading it around the joint. So that's why I asked you to do it, is because I know you want to run around. So before you start running around, I try to lubricate the joints. I have to say, since I've been doing that, I actually really love it because I feel like, and as I've shared on the radio, I've had numerous feet issues, fracture, all this stuff. But, just doing those basic movements in the morning, I feel